Greetings, traders. It is I, Abdul Shabazz, and this is some real change stock options trading journey. Thank you for joining us Thursday, December the 28th. As the market has gapped up from yesterday's close and then has had a slight drop this morning, the market closed yesterday at the 476 area, gapped up to the 477.63 area, and has now fallen to the 476.6 as a pre-market low and the 477.6 as a pre-market high. Good morning to Aaron and Dr. J. I'd like to thank you for your patience as the past couple of days, after about an hour, the live feed has been dropping off for some reason. So I have been making some adjustments to the setup behind the scenes, hoping today it acts as it should. Before I simply go to another streaming service, there is still yet one more thing I could try in the event that somehow today's streaming does unnecessarily or abruptly ends. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up before we start. Grateful to be here. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. I was able to make some money yesterday afternoon in this drop here. I was able to catch some of this candle that happened at 2 o'clock. Was absolutely grateful for that. Pretty much the same move from that morning. This was that candle earlier that I made some money in at first, and then later on in the day, same area, different exit point. But ever since then, the market bounced off that 475. Bulls truly took advantage of those lower prices and have not turned back and have actually gone from that 475 to a high of 477.6 this morning. Great day to be an investor. We will take our time today, allow the market to reveal itself as we normally do. First 5 minutes, very volatile. First 15 minutes are very tricky. After that, we then begin to look for the market to reveal to us what it will do for the day. Let us trade safely today. We already had an announcement come out at 8:30, and those was the jobless claims, trade balance, retail inventory, and wholesale inventories. Now we do also have a 10 o'clock report coming out, and that will be on pending home sales. Many reports today. Just to show you where I'm at with my algos, looking for a possible break of this yellow algo, and then I would be interested in possibly taking a short, but I'm more so playing the 30-minute algo right now. That is what I'm looking at. This 30-minute algo. Okay. As you can clearly see, that we have been grinding up. But this is the area that I will feel comfortable taking a short position in. Anything before that will strictly be a scalp. And if we do get the bears to step in, I will look for an opportunity to squeeze them as well or be part of that squeeze. Doesn't matter which side, it only matters who's winning. Who's in trouble, where they will be in trouble at, and then us taking advantage of that. I went right ahead out the gate and removed pre-market. We didn't need it, as you can clearly see the gap up this morning, and this yellow line right here identifies pre-market low. So pre-market, it did come back and attempt to close this gap. Pre-market, yes it did. And then from there, it has begun to momentarily take off. This is pre-market high, the 477.6 area. So we will keep that in mind as well. There's not a lot to look left with, guys, because at the 480, we're at all-time highs. Good morning. Prince is in the building. Greetings, Prince. We are enjoying the show the market is putting on.
That setup so did look nice. That setup did look nice.
We are approaching pre-market high. Again, allowing the stock the opportunity to do whatever it wants to do.
Bluetooth connected.
Did you guys just see that level of foolishness? See, this is the importance of volume. Volume is so abnormal today, guys. You really got to ask yourself, are these conditions even worth trading in? Are they worth your money, taking that risk? And then you have to make a judgment call based on that. Then you have to think about, if you do want to trade it, what is going to be your strategy? Are you going to reduce your shares? Are you going to reduce the amount of trades? Just going to one and done, which is what we prefer to do anyway, because the first person that we have to defeat after ourselves is our broker. So the less you trade, the better it is for you. So if you do decide to trade today, you will have to think about what would be the set of criteria that would make you trade. And we are not fooled by this drop. We're not fooled by it at all. It is looking good, though. I cannot lie. It's looking good. But we want to see it close with 20 seconds left on the candle. Where will it close? We know she has the tendency to open the door and stick her foot in the party and not come in. Where will she close? Now, this is a great area per se, Your Honor, because underneath this area, the candle is red for the day. A daily candle will be red for today. But let's look just a little left, and we don't have to go far. This is a lot of profit that the bulls are in. So you have to ask yourself, can they afford to let it come down some? And the answer is yes. And why would they do that? To trap excited, new money, impatient bears. Trap them to do what? To squeeze them to go where? To create a new high. So we have to take everything into consideration. Now, you can't see it, but pre-market, there was liquidity here. So this is a head and shoulders pattern. But what I don't like about it is directly underneath that, we have pre-market low. So the area for profit, in my opinion, is not, the reward is not worth the risk. Which is why I will continue to be patient, as we have explained so many times before, and you see it on the chart. The first 5 minutes are volatile. The first 15 minutes can trick you. And this is what we avoid. The tricking, the early bears, the impatient ones, the ones who don't look at the sentiment of these candles, understand what's really going on. There are a bunch of bulls in profit. A large amount of bulls in profit. Can the bulls afford to let the price come down? Can the bulls afford to take some profit to bait some bears in joining this downward move? Of course they can, and they did. Just to get them right back to where the price opened at this morning and squeeze them. So now, what position, you have to ask yourself, does that leave the bears in? What must they do now to keep from losing all this money? Because if they get squeezed, we will absolutely retest pre-market high. That was the trap set by the bulls. Will it happen? We will have to stay tuned. But one good thing, if you are looking to take a put, understanding the bear side of this situation, below the 476.8, these bulls will be trapped and these bulls will be trapped. And their covering will be selling, which will absolutely get us to retest pre-market low. So right now, the two areas of concernment are right here. That must be defended by the bulls, and right here. That must be defended by the bears. So let's call them out. The 477 4 line a better tool I can use. This line here needs to be defended by the bears. And this line here needs to be defended by the bulls. With the breach of this line, we will get a retest of pre-market lows. But the reward is not the risk. There's not a lot of range in this stock price. Just simply attempting to breach pre-market lows and close the gap from yesterday's close. Right now, the edge is more so on the bulls to be able to trap early bears, get them to squeeze higher. So my long range plan might be to allow that to happen and then wait for moments like yesterday when they decide to take profits. Moments like yesterday when they decide to take profits and you have that continuation candle, not the first one, but that continuation candle, And the monies that we get when we take our time today are the big, large candles. This is where we make our monies in. Missed this call because this was an absolute beautiful call going into yesterday's close. Situation like this, you would take an expiration date yesterday for today, not 0 DTE, but the next day DTE. You still would have been able to benefit off that last minute squeeze. And if you had enough gumption, you'd held it to this morning and woke up to even more monies. But so far, we've identified the two areas and why even after these two areas, I don't like it yet early this morning, because we still have resistance, the pre-market high, and support the pre-market low. Let's just sit back, relax, and see what happens. Until then, I'm going to go get a cuppa and see you back here in
Bluetooth
8
disconnected.
minutes. guys, I was just getting ready to pour my cup up, and I was looking at my big screen, and I really hope you guys are appreciating the commentary and me trying to relay what I'm understanding. Again, it's not financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor, but once you see the algos, you cannot unsee them. So I truly hope you guys appreciate my explanation of what I see and the areas of our interest so that we simply turn into fishermen. We know the areas that interest us. We now just have to be patient to see if those areas come, and hit our bait, come into our area of scopism. And then if they do, we will analyze it further. But the most important thing at this point is to at least understand what's going on. So even though we haven't made any money yet this morning, I truly hope you guys appreciate what I'm sharing with me, trying to help us all really understand the sentiment behind these candles, the emotions behind these traders, an area of fear and areas of greed. See you again in 5 minutes. Yo, 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 Brian is in the building. Good morning to Brian as well. Thank you, Dr. J. And thank you to T-Shirt for Traders. You're a trader, right? Then look like one. T-Shirt for Traders. This job thing sure is messing up my trading career. Thank you, T-Shirt for Traders. You can find the link for them in the description below. Okay, I see that we're back in this area. Okay, I see that we're back. But let us be careful in this area as well, as we know from previous 1, 2, 3 times, and it has happened now, where the bulls have bought up these lower prices, making the case even stronger for the bulls covering beneath this area. If you were a bull who just bought right now, where would you put your stop? Beneath this here. Which means when we get to this, if we get to this area, there will be a flush. But also you guys can see this line that I have drawn here, identificating the area that is respected, protected, has to be defended, and is at the same time being attacked. If you guys don't mind, could I please get a like? I promise you, hitting the like button won't hurt a bit, but it will help the channel out, and I greatly appreciate it because I don't charge a thing. I believe we can get our monies from the market. I'm sure each and every one of us here has spent plenty money, you know, and left with a little bit of knowledge, but a lot more frustration. We're going to take our time here and put it all together so collectively we all can win and get to the monies, which is why I highlight these things to support us all. Highlight these areas of traps on both sides so that you guys can, get used to seeing them and developing them in your own mind, and then understanding what is happening at this area and why. For those of you who just recently joined us, the reason this area is being so heavily defended against is because yesterday, in the last 30 minutes, there were a lot of bulls who came off the 475 low of the day and held on, and boy, did it pay off in this last candle rocket ship, an elephant green bar, which led to a gap this morning. And of course, everyone who didn't get in this had FOMO. So what do? They line up their orders at their brokers to go off this morning at 9:30 to buy. Now, this is the area that the bears started to take advantage of that and say, we're going to put a line in the sand at this area and try to squeeze the bulls. And boy, did they do that. They squeezed the bulls all the way back to the opening price, threatening to take the day from green to red. But these bulls, who were so heavy in profit, all they had to do was join with the morning bulls. They added to their position. These bulls added and averaged down. And in doing so, they were able to come up with enough strength to rally back against these bears. Now, they didn't shake them all out yet. Their presence is still heavy, and as of such, it is now upon the bears to do the exact same thing. Double down, average in, present your force to try to squeeze these bulls. They were successful in getting the price back to a previous low that it has been 1, 2, 3 times before. So as you can say, they are knocking on the door, trying to bust through the 476.8. However, the bulls are putting up a valid defense. I mean, this is something like the Bears in 85. This is some Mike Ditka-led defense here, where these bulls are really defending this line. Are there enough bears? Is there enough bearish money to come in with this low volume day and continue the attack on the bulls? We don't know, but we do know that we're safe, and that's all that matters. We clearly understand what's going on. The algos have shown themselves to us. All we have to do is believe them. As I've indicated here with this yellow algo, that the safe area for a put is underneath here. Approximately that would put us in that 475.2 area. But if you're feeling a little bit spunky, then there is an immediate drop here. I don't know how long. I know that just will be a scalp. I know it can possibly be bought up, because even with the break of this, immediately after that, you have pre-market low. So this would have to be a very significant break, along with a lot of new bears jumping in to not just thoroughly break this area and cause all of these bulls to cover, but have enough momentum to bust through pre-market low. Now these guys might be thinking about trimming a little bit, saving a little bit of the profit that they've had. Maybe they might cover two. And then we might see another stance here at the 476 area. I don't know what is going to happen, but I see what is happening. And I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. I'm here, but I'm in the background watching this low volume show that the SPY is putting on today. This is your teammate, Abdul Shabazz, in the background, enjoying a cuppa until something happens. Wow, guys, I just saw the chat, and Brian said he had a snipe for 22%. Awesome, Brian. Way to use what we have up here to your understanding to take advantage based on your understanding. That is awesome, and that is what this is about. Everybody, let's once again give it up for Brian. And see, guys, that's the beautiful thing about trading, is that we all have different risk tolerance, different risk management, different pain tolerance, different pleasure seekers. But we're all after the same goal. So we cheer and applaud everyone for every positive move that they make. Some may choose to wait, some may choose to attack, but at least everyone understands what's going on. Okay, guys, I do want to share this with you as far as my game plan and my thinking as we approach the 10:30 hour. Okay. And in order to fully express myself, I need to bring in the 30-minute chart as well. Let's do that. Okay. Here is the 30-minute chart, and here is the daily chart. So these lines that I have drawn here on our 5 minutes, you see how they line up on the daily, and you see how they line up on the 30-minute chart. Okay. What I don't want to do and be right now, guys, is an early bear. We have such strong bullish sneakery going on because of this profit that they're in here on that 30-minute. Because of that profit, these guys will let this stock come down, okay? And just when you think momentum is changing, they will act a fool. Let me show you. Look right here yesterday. Look right here. There was money to be made, but you had to be very quick with this money. This was not a tranquil trade. This was a real scalp along the way with a lot of money left on the table because you wasn't expecting this move, because there was resistance at the 475.5 and the 475. So we really, truly, if you are looking to take a scalp, the first time this breaks it, I wouldn't do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm sharing you what my plan is and my thinking. My plan is I'm not going to do it because this still is going to put you in the category of the first bears who could probably get washed out long. And that's what this is called, a washout long. This is a more better version of it because it washed out and then it went long. But I'd much rather wait. I'd much rather wait until the afternoon. I'd much rather wait until we get some volume. You guys see the volume right here. I don't even know if you can see it on the screen. Today's volume. I don't even know if you can see it on the screen. But all of this matters. It matters. It matters. So these are the things that we have to look at overall to ask ourselves, is today worth the day trading? Is it worth trading our normal size? Is it worth our normal attempts? Should we size down? Should we reduce the amount of attempts? Should we trade it all, or should we wait? Again, this is not financial advice. Do whatever you have it within you to do. I'm just sharing with you as a teammate what my plan is. Feel free to share with me and everyone else what your plan is. My plan is to wait. The bears are definitely heavy right now, as you can see by these top wicks. But you can also see by these bottom tails that the bulls are so very present. And I don't want a situation to happen like the washout long. Here, the washout long. I think the very first break of this could potentially end in a washout long. Now, if you would like to go long, keep that in mind. If you see a big red flush and all of a sudden the tail starts getting eaten up, it's turning into a washout long. But I believe that is going to still happen in this area. Even though we've identified the area, we don't know what's going to happen in that area. We still have to be observant. We still have to be ready. We still have to have a plan for if this happens, that could possibly happen. Or if this happens, that could possibly happen. But knowledge of what's going on is not necessarily enough to entice you to engage. I'm not enticed. As much as I want to get the monies, I'm not enticed to engage at the moment. And I just wanted to share that with you guys so you know that if the stock price does break this area, I will not be taking the first initial short. Could I be wrong? Of course. I've been wrong before. I'm going to be wrong again. I don't mind being wrong. But at least I have a plan. At least I have a plan and I'm not just blowing around. I have a plan. So now I'm going to sit back. I'll still be here with you guys, but I'm going to shift from my high chair to my easy chair. And from my computer screen to my TV screen. We've already identified the area of chop. We've identified the area where something is going to happen. And we've also identified another area where something is going to happen. Now, guys, all we can do is sit back and wait and see what happens. righty, we are in the 10:30 candle. The previous 30-minute candle did end green, but it ended green in the form of a hangman. It put in a beautiful hangman. So there has now been liquidity built on both sides, with the day having a slightly more bullish tone to it for sure. But intraday, there is a good amount of liquidity built equally between the bulls and the bears. That above this zone, we can expect a pop, potentially. Below this zone, we can expect a drop, potentially. As stated, don't know what is going to happen, but something will. We just have to sit back and see what it is, and then decide how, as a team, we might want to attack it. I gotta be honest, guys, when you understand what's going on, it's very entertaining and exciting to watch, because you're just wondering who's going to prevail. You know, it's like a game almost, you know, that goes back and forth between the bulls and the bears. And the advantage that we have is we don't get caught up in the game, because we don't have a bias. We don't have a bullish bias. We don't have a bearish bias. We have a winner's bias. We just want to identify who's in charge and where they can get in trouble at. Where are the two areas that the bulls can be in trouble? Where's the area the bears can be in trouble? We want to lay in wait in that area and devise a plan of attack when appropriate. Please get your cat off my couch. Here it is, guys. This next 5-minute candle. What is happening? The bears are really defending this area. Guys, it is truly a battle going on right here at this line. The bears are attempting to take it over. I'm sorry, the bulls are attempting to go over this 477.4 line, and the bears are refusing to give it up. Heavy bearish presence in this area, and they are showing up. The only question is, at this point in time, who has more money? With low volume like this, on a day like this, big money wins. Is big money with the bears, or is big money with the bulls? Well, we do know the big money is with the bulls, for sure. But the bears are giving it a very, very good effort. But I don't think, who cares what I think? It doesn't look like the bears are going to be successful. It looks like they're about to be squeezed. I'm looking at level 2 now. That's the next thing that'll let me know now. The size. Oh wow, it's heavy, 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 heavy. Big bearish contracts are coming through on level 2. For those of you who are familiar with level 2 can sometimes give you a bias into what's going on. And on level 2, I see a lot of heavy bearish activity. A lot of bearish size. A lot. I mean, big numbers, big numbers. I don't know if you guys remember that level 2 lesson that I gave you back right here, but this is the size, okay, compared to this. And now, what we have now, this is the bid, this is the ask. This is what the sellers want for the stock, the ETF. This is what the buyers are willing to pay. Whenever the buyers unite strong like this with heavy contracts, they are attempting to push the market up. And whenever sellers unite over here with large numbers of contracts they are trying to sell, this is what puts the market down. And what has happened was you had a large amount of sellers sell. See those tens and those big numbers jump in? But then at the same time, you had these buyers jump in and they are absorbing everything that the sellers are selling. Look at those big numbers, at 25, those 25s and 20s that flash across the screen. Those are not 22 contracts. Those are 2,200 contracts, 1,900 contracts. That's what that is referring to. These are the market makers. Look at those numbers. That means that everything right now they're selling, the buyers are absorbing. They're absorbing it. That is what was letting me know it's not looking good for the bears, because the buyers are buying up everything. They keep trying to push the price down. They keep trying to push the price down, and the buyers are buying it up. Look at the size that these buyers are showing up with. Look at the size. It's just a matter of time. It'd have to be a hidden bull and a hidden bear in here somewhere with some really big size to come back to push this down. Right now, they are absorbing everything, and they are attempting to raise this number. So that is a quick level 2 explanation between the buyers and sellers. Now the beauty about the SPY, which is why we trade, is the bid and ask is very tight. So there's very little chance of slippage. Slippage is very minimal when you trade in the SPY as other ETFs or other stocks or other tickers in general. Because it's so massive, the spread is very tight. So slippage doesn't really come into factor here, even if you have to get out on the bid. I would never recommend getting out on a market order unless you are having to take an emergency get out, stop out. But I would always recommend getting out on the bid. Let me see if I have that even up here. Hold on. You see that? I have joined the ask and sell the bid. When the stock price is going in my favor, when I hit join the ask, that allows me to get filled at the very highest price possible. If it dips like what it's doing now, I can hit sell the bid and it'll take me out at this 47,717 rather than a market order, which might take me out at 477.10 or 5 or something like that. But because the spread is so tight, you can still get out of an order when you're in profit with sell the bid and not take that big slippage by hitting sell at the market, because the market will guarantee a fill, but it doesn't guarantee a price. A limit order guarantees the price, but it doesn't guarantee the fill. So it's always best I go in both directions. This allows me to sell on the ask, okay, the highest price possible. If it's going in my direction, I'll get it, sell it on the ask. If I want to get out of the stock as quick as possible, I'll take what the buyer is offering. I'll sell it right to the buyer. You want that 28, you can get it for the 28. I know I wanted 30, but I'll take your 28 because I'm trying to get out right now. Much better than a market order. Just wanted to share that with you guys as well. Now, this is not my active trader. On my active trader, when I activate, I do have buy the market though. I do have buy the market. I do have buy the market. I repeat, I do have buy the market. Rather than completely miss a trade, I will buy at the market. Especially being the third man out of the airplane, because if you're the third man out of the airplane, that means that typically the move has already started to happen. So the market is not going to lull to get you in, you know what I mean, at where you might want to be at. It might just be more important for you to get in than, trying to get the best price. Being in it might be the best thing to do. So in entering, I do have a buy the market for full transparency. I don't know, let me see if it's on this. Again, guys, we can see everything that we talked about, how the bears are defending that area that we drew as an area of interest for us. And we can see that it is being defended. We can also understand that this is an area of chop. And that's why we're on the sidelines. But the more choppier it gets, like pressure on a dam, sooner or later, it's going to bust. It's going to erupt. And I'll be right there. We'll be right there to fill our coffers, inshallah. Take that Uber ride all the way to the bank. but we're going to be patient. I've already seen this morning, as I stated, that I believe we're going to have a little bit more action come around the 1 o'clock area. And I'm so grateful that the live stream is working. I had to make an adjustment. I did. And the live stream seems to be streaming normally today. Which leaves me with two choices, guys. I can either get off at 11 to keep that routine, come back on at 1, or I can leave the live stream running. I sign out at 11, and then I will sign back on verbally at 1, but we still have the chart up to look at, to peek at while we go do other things. What we don't want to do is continue to stare at the chart and begin to see things that aren't there, or be fooled into taking a trade in this area. No. We will not do that. So let us go ahead and set alarms. Let me know if it gets in the middle on the way to pre-market high, because there should be a thrush. It really should be. As well as let me know if we get a drop below on the way to testing pre-market lows. Don't be fooled, guys. It's still 30 seconds left in this candle. Let's see how the candle closes. The bears are still in effect. If we get a close above this area with a continuation candle, that will be an indicator to take a quick call if you wanted to be involved in a 5-minute trade. There's the alarm that just went off to get my attention, not my trade. 5 seconds left on the candle close. What will the new candle be? Aha! This is why we wait. This is why we wait for the candle to close. The alarm is just to alert us that we are now in that area. So either the bears have to show up right now, or they are about to get squeezed. We can see that they are showing up. And this is the benefit of patience, of understanding, realizing that, hey, yeah, there's an area here, but guess what? They also left us a little sign here. There's a liquidity grab here, guys. This is the left shoulder. This is the left shoulder, which means that we can put a right shoulder in this area. But again, we knew something would happen in this area. We understand the battle that is going on between the bulls and the bears. We understand that ahead of time, that even with this, I did not recommend a call because we still had immediate overhead resistance with the pre-market high. The break of this, the continuation of this candle, will then trigger off these stops from the bears and then potentially blow right through pre-market high. The bears could come back in right now And there's enough liquidity in this candle that if the bears are able to get this stock price below the 477.1, they'll get a nice flush. Again, understanding what's going on does not mean take the trade. It means be grateful that we understand what's going on so that we can make a more informative decision. Go back and look at the tape. I stated that even after this break, it was too close of an overhead resistance, so the reward would not be worth the risk. Not until we broke pre-market high, thoroughly squeezing the bears. As long, and the same thing applies down here. Even with the break of this area, it would not entice me to take a put, as the bulls can still bring it back until we break pre-market low. Below this area, I will look for a put, and above the 477 would be an appropriate scalp for a call as these bears go to cover. As I stated, I did see a left shoulder. I also stated that if the bears able to get the price here, you will see a flush. Let's see how far. Okay. So we're saying to at least right here. Okay. And the bulls knew that far too well, which is why they have come back in force. What a battle, guys. You got to appreciate it. You really got to do it. You know, and when you understand what's going on, it becomes so entertaining because you're not involved. You're on the sidelines with your money safe, waiting for whoever's going to be the victim, waiting to get somebody else in trouble, waiting to capitalize on their mistakes. We're just observing right now. We're just observing. But we're understanding what's going on. That was also a very good sign that the bulls were not able to push the stock back over that area. That was a very good sign for the bears that the bulls weren't able to do that, setting up for that area that I told you guys about. As we are now, told you. Told ya. Can I get a like? Can somebody hit the like button, please? I just called this area out and showed you that it would probably come down to here. Can somebody hit the like button, please? Somebody who gained some understanding of that move. Somebody who gained some understanding behind that explanation. Yes. But keep in mind, it's still a scalp. You cannot marry anything because the bulls buy up everything. So don't get too comfortable. Get your money and get out of there. Okay? This is also why I indicated to you guys me being patient and not taking any trades in this chop area, but it is still my duty, obligation, and responsibility to call out the trades, to show you where the trades are. I cannot run your race, but I can yell from the sidelines, jump, duck, run, stop. Get out of there. Get your money. Leave a runner. That's all I can do. The Bulls are under a lot of duress right now. The Bulls are under a lot of duress right now. They have to fight back with all of their might. And I love it. Because the area that I'm interested in here will bring a lot of bulls with it. And as I stated, it might not happen till 1 o'clock this afternoon. I don't have a problem with that. But I still want you guys to see where the trades are. And if I use another algo here, let me show you this real quick, teammates. So you don't get too comfortable. Here we are. I drew for you a quick algo on and off the line chart. So you can see where we had the break of the V, which made that a great trade to get into that I called out. Now, with this actually needs to be moved up to this line here. If you're still in it with 15 seconds left, you should have gotten your money and gotten out. Or if you choose to leave a runner, because we are at this line that the Bulls must defend. This is a smaller, much smaller algo. When you look at it like this, you can see the range. You can absolutely see the range. But you can also still see why I don't want to trade in the chop. The chop is the range. But still want to identify all the possibilities that are out there for you guys. Whether you take the trade or not, having the understanding of it is everything. Was there an opportunity to get money in this trade? Absolutely, yes, it was. But now, since we've added a couple of more indicators, you can see why now will be a good time to get out. To take your money and play it safe, and then wait again for another opportunity to set up, as the market always reveals and shows clues. It's just simply up to us to have the patience to wait and then act when they tell us to act. Strike when they tell us to strike. Take a hike when they tell us to take a hike. And now, since I've added this algo here on the chart for you, you can clearly see why you should no longer be in a put at this moment. It is not time for you. It also understands why I want to stay out of this chop. But if they're able to bring that momentum down, now the market has to move. And we want it to move in this direction. But we're not advising the trade because it's not safe. It's not easy money. See, we make easy money here. We don't make stressful money. We make our money very tranquil here. Tranquil trading. We see where the shots are. We then decide if we want to take them or not. Some teammates will, some teammates won't, but we still identify where the shots are. And then we come up with an overall plan by identifying the areas of trouble which are still above the pre-market high and still below the pre-market low. Everything in between these two earlier areas that we've drawn is chopped. And within that, there was a much smaller algo that I wanted to show you guys that we're breaking and defending at the very same time. So yes, we want the market, if you're interested in a put, to continue to come this way. And these guys start triggering stop losses, which would be a very, very nice, easy profit-taking candle. But we just have to be a little more patient. Again, this is not financial advice. Do whatever you want to do. But I figure it's my duty, obligation, and responsibility to share with you what I see, and it is your duty, responsibility, and obligation to share with us what you guys see. So if anyone sees anything other or likewise or different or even agrees, your comments and commentary is absolutely welcome. We also stress the importance of not being fooled by these actions, but instead make your decision in 30 seconds when the candle closes. You have to let this candle close. You have to. Never be fooled by the action of the candle. Okay? It's like trying to catch a running back. They can fake you out. Wait and see where they stopped at. See where the ball is. Then make your decision what you want to do. But don't try to tackle a running back when he's running. Wait until he stops. Then you can get your arm around him. Then you get your arm around the situation. Now, with me keeping this algo up, you guys should also understand that at this very moment, what do the bulls have to do? The bulls have to break back over into that algo and squeeze these bears. If they don't do it, we'll see another leg down. Don't know how big. But if the bulls don't get back over this algo and squeeze these bears, the price could potentially go down. All we have to do is just wait, watch, come up with a plan. Man, let's give it up for the lines. Give it up for these lines. Give it up for these lines. Every thought that anyone has to be expressed in the buy and sell button. And once you do that, you will leave a mark. Whoa, guys, I didn't even realize it's past 11 o'clock. We're having a great time with you guys. I didn't even realize we passed the time. I want to save a little bit of mental capital. So I've reestablished my line above the 477.50. We get above that, it's a lot of liquidity to go higher. These bears will be, there she was. Remember I said, guys, unable to get over, okay, would then cause another leg down. But also remember the bigger picture. As I stated, smart money that we're doing. We're not taking any trades in this area. It's an area of chop. This is the area where novices will lose their money. This is the area that monies will be taken. You cannot be fooled in falling into these bull traps into this area. You have to say, where on this chart will these bulls cover? And that's where I want to be.
Bluetooth connected.
And remember, I told you even here, I don't want to be one of the first bears. I don't want to do it. See what I mean? Do you guys see what I mean? Come on, guys. Somebody
Bluetooth disconnected.
Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button, guys. And I thank you for that. This is some really good information that we're sharing together, that we're looking at and analyzing to help us stay safe so that we don't get tricked. It's so important, guys. It's so important. Remember that washout long? Who remembers that washout long? Remember when I said that the first bears, okay, will have the tendency to get washed out. And I went back and I showed you guys here the washout longs. The washout longs. And that's exactly what we have attempting to happen right here. Washout right to that area, guys. Right to that area. So, and actually what the bulls did, does anybody see that? When we were in this candle, I said if the bulls do not break back over this algo, okay, and force these bears to cover, then the bears will get another leg down on the stock. Well, that's exactly what happened. But that also appeared to be a bullish trick because it took the stock back to an area it has been at one time, two times, three times, four times, five times today. And it did exactly the same thing it has done every time it has gotten to that area. They have bought up the prices. I still want to be careful. I expect the same thing to happen at first, even when we break this area. So I will really be looking for a continuation candle. I would absolutely love to see the stock price get here in the next 15 minutes. Give me a nice red candle on a 30-minute, and then a continuation candle would be lovely. But you can see how the stock price is respecting this algo, how it is touching it, and has now been hanging around it for 15 minutes. Trying to get away from it, coming right back to it. So the bears are still fighting. The bears are still fighting. And if you guys look right here, there is a liquidity grab here. Just as I called out that liquidity grab here for the head and shoulders, it came down. There is another one right here. And that's why this area is being defended so hard, as a right shoulder is being made here as well. Still, the risk to reward is not good. It's not clear.
Bluetooth connected.
Yep, I'm going to stick to my game plan.
Bluetooth disconnected.
I will not even revisit this stock until the 11:30 30-minute candle. For obvious reasons, let's pull up the 30. Okay, let me get rid of this real quick. Okay, you see what I mean? Even on the 30-minute candle, that in this area, there is heavy bullish presence. The bulls have the ability to buy up this lowest area because of all the money that they made yesterday coming into the market. So they're still up. They have no reason to be scared. They have no reason to cover. Which is why I stated, even with the breaking of this area, not until we break pre-market low would I be interested in taking a put. And that would be with a close below this area and then a continuation candle squeezing everybody this morning, allowing that momentum to run into yesterday's bulls to trigger them in a profit taking. That's my mind frame. So I'm more so here with it. That's where I'm more so with it. Because I need to see a close. What that close will indicate that the bulls have been defeated, because that would mean that they have eliminated, the bears would have eliminated that bottom wick. That bottom tail. As long as you see that tail is telling a story, and it's telling you that the bulls are out here setting traps, which is also why I stated that I will not be taking a trade within this area because it's all chopped. Nonetheless, we will identify trades where they present themselves, which is what we did. If you choose to take it, so be it. But we want to at least understand where the trades are. And then again, as I told you, if you look here to the left on the line chart, here is that left shoulder that I told you guys about. Here is the right shoulder that was just created and the breakdown from that right shoulder. I told you it was right here in this area. That was the head and shoulder there. But again, this doesn't entice me just yet. I've seen it all before. However, how many times are the bears going to knock on the door and be denied? When the move happens, it'll be lovely.
Bluetooth connected.
Very difficult right now, but I want to exercise that discipline. Whew. I want to exercise that discipline. I'm exercising discipline, guys. I'm exercising discipline. Even outside that area, this is the same thing that I told you guys above right here. That just because we get outside that area, it still has the ability for the bears to come back and trap, because they have to double down and put up a fight. And the same thing here. Just as the bulls, okay, seems like they're losing until we get below the pre-market low, they have the ability to get right here and buy the stock up, which is why even after my alarm went off, even after this close right here, I did not recommend getting in a put. I told you guys that even after this breaks, I do not want to be one of the first bears. I don't want to be one of the first bears because they have the ability to get washed out long. So there was the washout. Okay? It's turned into be a, why do we explain it? The bulls still have money to do this. The bulls still have money to do this. Understanding what's going on, guys, has to hold some value. Could I please get you guys to hit the like button just one more time? I greatly appreciate it, guys. I greatly do. And as you can still see, which is why I also said I want to wait for the 30-minute candle. Look, look, look,
Bluetooth disconnected.
look. The washout long. The washout long. So we so clearly called out, so clearly showed you guys. I said, I want to see a close below this area. Okay? So let me highlight what I mean. I like to see this candle close here and then have a continuation candle. And it's this continuation candle where the monies is going to be made at, because that would then indicate that these guys would have to cover, and now you're coming into yesterday's bull's profit, and that would make them save some profit and take some off their position, and monies can be made in this 5-minute candle. But I knew that the first, same thing as above, the first break could be a trap above, just like the first break below was a trap. We called it out, we identified it, we avoided it, and then the next suggestion that I have, and again, this is not financial advice, wait for the 30-minute candle to close. Let's see what the 30-minute candle does, and then let's make a decision. And if the trade presents itself, let's get some of this easy money. And if it doesn't, guess what? We're safe. We haven't lost anything. That is the beauty of understanding what's going on. You can pick your shots where you want to shoot. It's almost, and I have to say it, like having your very own personal ATM. Again, I know I've gone past 11 o'clock. I thank you guys for being here with me during this time. And I will at least stay on until 11:30. Just so we can see if this move happens and if we'll be able to all get in a caravan and go straight to the bank.
Bluetooth connected.
And here we are at the 10:30 candle. 11:30 candle. Here we are at the 11:30 candle. Again, guys, I don't like what I see. What I wanted to happen did not happen. Therefore, I'm putting my gun away.
Bluetooth disconnected.
Let's go ahead and talk about it. Okay. We did not get the close below this area. She closed above it, and we did not have the continuation of the new candle beginning beneath this area. This is still the area of interest, no doubt, but however, I don't feel good about it, and I prefer to wait until after lunch to possibly see what could happen then. Until then, if you guys also look at the much bigger picture, we're still in the area that I suggested we do not trade, and that is in this area here. There is still chop. No need for us to risk any money. It is not worth it. We will take our time. Yep, we'll take our time. And I will come back, inshallah, at 1 o'clock and see what is going on. So grateful that the live is working today. But as you can see on the daily chart, we have a doji representing indecision, and we're still trading beneath the two zones that we've indicated as chop. On the 30-minute, you have the same thing. We're still operating in the zone known as chop. Therefore, guys, one of the advantages that I have is knowing when to get off. And now, as I set another alarm in this area, I will end the live for today. This is Abdul Shabazz thanking you, Brian, Aaron, Dr. J, Prince, and everyone else who is watching. You are greatly appreciated. Those of you with the like button, the heart button, the laughing, the emojis, your presence is greatly appreciated. And together we make this morning show. This is Abdul Shabazz. This is some real change in every sense of the word. Stock options trading journey. Thanks for coming out. God bless you. And inshallah, I'll see you again. Maybe at 1. Definitely tomorrow, inshallah. At the same time, same channel, same stock. Bye for now.